of soldiers who died here near Ypres and in so many other places, fighting for the causes of freedom and peace. Also the death of the many thousands of civilians in Belgium and other countries. Op deze plechtigheid herdenken wij het einde van de Eerste Wereldoorlog, vandaag precies een eeuw geleden. Op dit moment, 100 jaar geleden, zwegen de wapens. Wij gedenken het offer van honderdduizenden soldaten die hun leven lieten in deze streek en op zoveel andere plaatsen voor de vrijheid en de vrede. Als ook de dood van vele duizenden burgers in België en in andere landen. May I please have your attention for Mr. Benoit Motry, Chairman of the Last Post Association. Graag uw aandacht voor de heer Benoit Motry, voorzitter van de Last Post Association.
Minister-president, burgemeester, excellenties, ladies and gentlemen, dames en heren. The 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, Armistice Day 1918. A moment that will live in history. And what a remarkable moment it must have been for those who experienced it. A moment, no doubt, of many confused and often conflicting emotions. Rejoicing that peace had come at last, relief that the killing and the misery would finally stop, perhaps pride in what had been achieved, but also mingled with sadness for what had been lost or destroyed. Above all, a deep sense of grief for those who would never be coming home. As we stand here today, exactly 100 years later, which of these emotions do we still share? Softened by the distance of time, it is perhaps difficult to rejoice and feel grief with the same intensity as those who lived through the moment. But I am sure that many of us still feel great sadness. Sadness at the loss of so many young lives. Often a personal sadness for a grandfather or a great uncle we never had a chance to know. Just as I am sure that many of us here today feel a sense of pride in what the peoples of our respective nations suffered and endured. The qualities of courage, comradeship and self-sacrifice that were displayed. But perhaps our dominant emotion should be one of gratitude. The First World War was not only fought exclusively to serve immediate national interests. It was also fought to secure the survival of certain values and to ensure that the well-being of future generations. This means, in a very real sense, that it was also fought for us. Sadly, it was not the war to end all wars, but a very important part of a long and painful process which saw the survival of freedom, justice and democracy. Nearly all of us standing here today have known lives of unbroken freedom, governed by the rule of law. This would not have been possible without the willingness of the men of the Great War to fight and die for what they believe to be right. We are the beneficiaries of their legacy, and for this we must be grateful, eternally grateful. And with gratitude comes remembrance, the remembrance of the heart. This, then, must be your task as we come to the end of the centenary period. 11 November 2018 will not mark the end of our remembering. Only then we will be truly worthy of the legacy left by the man of 1914-1918.
We now listen to a call to reflection by Mr. Philip Bolle on behalf of the umbrella of the free thinking of Ypres. This will be followed by prayers, which will be said by Bishop from Bruges, Arts, on behalf of the Protestant and Catholic community of Ypres, and Reverend Paul Vrolijk on behalf of St. George's Church. We luisteren naar een oproep tot bezinning door de heer Philip Bolle namens de koepel van vrijzinnigen Ypres. Daarna bidden we voor de gesneuvelden. De gebeden worden uitgesproken door Monseigneur Aerts, bisschop van Brugge, namens de protestantse en katholieke gemeenschap, en dominee Paul Vrolijk namens de St. George's Memorial Church in Ypres.